Amazing. Welcome back. Kent Bain with Nine Business Group. Joining us today is Carol. Carol Grant, please introduce yourself. Most importantly, introduce your company and recap what we spent the last 25 minutes talking about, which makes you different and sets you apart from the competition. Welcome, Carol.
Thanks for having me. I love doing these kinds of things. So our company is actually Majestic Wellness Academy, and we're an academy that our first major product that we're putting out there, we teach online and then in person, is called Extract. Extract is XTRACT, which is an acronym for cancel toxins and release accelerated cellular transformation. So what we do is we work with the lymphatic system, which is your natural process in your body to eliminate toxins and diseases from your system. It's literally your sewer system. And so we've come up with a proprietary form of body work that helps the lymphatic system release what's been stored in it and gets the system flowing again, because there is no pump for your lymphatic system. It's all muscle action, right? So contraction. So that's what we do. We've been around since 2006. We've been teaching it since 2013, mostly in the United States. We've just recently incorporated in Canada. So we're actually recruiting people to learn this process, and we want to get it out to as many people as possible. The lymphatic system is literally part of your immune system. And if everyone can get their immune system and their lymphatic system open and running properly, it can eliminate a lot of the diseases that we face right now.
Love it. So you've been at it for more than a year, a decade, maybe even two,
Yes.
if I do some math.
Yeah.
In this time, what has been the biggest challenge you've faced and how did you overcome it?
Well, the biggest challenge, like to be honest, before COVID was the belief of people in the lymphatic system. So we, instead of just teaching something that looked like massage, we had to turn it around to start educating people on their own health and to become their own health advocates. With the advent of COVID, it's really changed. People are more aware of what they're putting in their bodies, how they get exposed to disease, how they recover from disease. There's a big movement of going back to basics and being your own advocate rather than believing in doctors and just taking, pharmaceuticals and medication. And honestly, half the time it's placebos or it's something that adds to your toxic load and makes you sicker.
Okay, I'm going to deviate there for a second. What did COVID have to do with anything? Why was there the shift? Was it simply that what did you experience that COVID caused people to kind of go a lack of trust, I guess, then in North American medicine?
Yes, that would be actually a good way of putting it. What we find when we talk to people is that they're much more open to trying to figure out what is wrong with them. Like we've seen the advent of functional medicine now, which is the doctors and the medical community going, maybe we should be looking at base causes instead of treating symptoms, because unfortunately the doctors are trapped in this cycle of learning about disease, right? So they learn about disease, they learn about curing the disease, but they don't figure out how to prevent it in the first place. So we should be looking at, what keeps a healthy person healthy versus someone that gets disease. And like, okay, so so we're now identifying the disease and how to treat the symptoms, but we're never talking about how do we stop it in the first place.
I would love to dig in that conversation, but we won't have enough time. But you're saying that something happened during COVID where people are a lot more aware of there's less trust in your traditional family doctor and in traditional North American medicine, frustration then as well.
Yes.
And looking for autonomy and taking control back.
Yeah, it's like what are the alternate ways of doing something? Most of the medical protocols in the Western world are, literally how do we stop it from continuing, right? And so sadly they throw drugs at it, which cause other problems, right? Which then you have to deal with that, which cause other problems, then you have to deal with that. And people have always been aware of it, but it was always this, like you said, this innate trust in the medical community to solve the problem. And COVID everybody kind of went, well, what the hell? Like they aren't solving the problem. Like people are dying on like in masses. So it's like, it's kind of like that wake up call of maybe we should stop just pretending that we trust them all and maybe take action into our own hands. So yeah, the holistic community is thriving because of it. People are like, we've had we see a lot, and I'm in the States a lot, and they're starting to actually build apartment communities and condo communities with little gardens in the center that they're growing their own food. Like, and you see that kind of all over the place. People are talking about, I'm doing my own garden again. I'm doing my own food. I don't want to have, all these toxins in my food.
Love it. Okay. After 20 years of being in business, what is
Mhm.
one thing that you know now? What is the greatest lesson you've learned that you would go back and tell Carol 20 years ago, do this, do it quicker, learn it, figure it out? What's the one thing?
Honestly, learn about your body, like take anatomy, figure out how it all interacts together. Um, yeah, I mean, the medical kids all do it, but then they get caught up in the disease scam and the pharmaceuticals. But learn about your own body in the first place and what makes it tick, and yeah, like how the processes work, because it would have solved a lot of other things, right?
All right. So if there was a pirate, a thief in your business, what would they be stealing?
Um, what would they be stealing? I read that when you put that question down, and I'm like, what could they possibly steal? Anybody that wants to take what we're teaching and expand on it and duplicate it, please do. That's our
Okay.
philosophy is we're not in it for the money. We're in it to actually educate the population and make people feel better.
Love it. So what's success then for you? What was success when you started this journey, and what's your definition of success today?
They're pretty much the same. My partner and I, Nina Venturella, um, we both had the same concept. Like we both had the same beginning stories where we had a medical crisis of our own. We're very sick and had to go through that whole process of tearing labels off our foreheads and stop being guinea pigs for drugs and try alternative methods because the Western medicine wasn't helping us and nobody had an answer. So we did exactly what I said. We went back to basics. Okay, what is it in my body that I need to change? What's going on? And along the way, you learn a whole bunch of stuff. Like we did Chinese medicine and East Indian medicine, and you name it. Like we went down that path and ended up like with lymphatics. Is like, okay, well, all this stuff putting in is not making us better. With the lymphatics taking it out, what if we did that? And it really made a huge difference, right? It really did. So with our business,
Oh,
like what is success? Sorry, yep, that's what
yeah.
you asked me. I always get sidetracked in that stuff because I love it. So success for us is actually having this literally in every city in the world and people providing it to other people that need it, right? We have like self-education courses, we've got at-home maintenance courses. We want everyone to be aware that they can actually help get toxins and disease out of their body and they can actually prevent it from happening in the first place. We just want to make people feel better.
Love it. And I can't wait to help. And I guess,
Awesome.
does that then answer, or is it slightly different? What do you want to be known for?
What do we want to be known for? Um, well, honestly, the big they call it the big hairy goal is
Mhm.
so in the beginning of chiropractors, they were thought to be quacks. And then
Yeah.
massage therapists were like, nah, this isn't really a thing, but they've each created their own lane. We want to create a lymphatic lane where it becomes a base because it is a base system in your body. And we want to be that for the world. We want to be that household name and that thing that you just do it. It's like we call it a gym membership for your lymphatic system is you need to learn this and you need to get it done consistently. You have to be working on it all the time because where you have muscle memory and you want to stay fit, there is also cellular memory, and that's where your lymphatic system learns.
Oh, so much fun. Can't wait. I do. It puts a smile on my heart. I love it. Keep being you. Lastly, and most importantly, for people who want to learn more about taking charge of their health, leaning in, getting better, and understanding it better, where can they find you? How do they get more information? How do they reach out to you? And I guess
So we have
maybe back, who should? who would be an ideal person? What would they be suffering from? What would they be saying? So who's your ideal client? What would they be saying? And then how do they find you?
So ideal clients, we have actually for us, we have two lanes of clients. So we've got actually the general population that needs to get extract, and that's literally everybody. Like literally everybody needs this. And then the second is people that want to learn it and provide it to the rest of the world, because that's what we really need, is we need to train more people to get out there and do it. So that's really what we're after right now. Because I mean, everywhere we go, we've got a wait list of people. Where do I get it? How do I do it? We do demos, and people are like, "Oh my God, where do I go?" We're like, yeah, we need more practitioners. Like seriously, everybody wants to do this and keep doing it. So we and so as to become a student, we actually have our courses, and then we have our member association where you're a mandatory member for our own regulatory board. And we provide you with all kinds of ways and means to get the services, the products, get you up and running business. We do marketing for you. Like it's like that all-in-one package. If you want to get into the health industry and help people, you're our ideal client. Come and join us and let's spread this everywhere. We will help you get up and running.
Oh, so much fun. Congratulations. Keep up the good work. And we're looking forward to hearing the rest of your story in the days and weeks to come.